Big up to all my Facebook peeps. Oh, Instagram. Hi, Instagram. Big up for yourself.
Big up Instagram.
Big up Instagram. Alright, so, yes. It's not my show, people. So let me turn it over to him. In studios with Magic, Dominique, Shan, and Bagah. You don't know?
Yep. What up? Teeze. Okay, Shadan, listen up when you're ready to go, and we're gonna start.
Ready.
Alright. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Bagah. We're here chilling with the beautiful Teeze. She's actually a professional vlogger, and she travels a lot. She does a lot of traveling, and she's all over the place. So, what's
no
up,
address,
Teeze?
no address, turtle.
What's up,
good,
Teeze?
I'm good.
So, what are you doing in St. Kitts?
Well, like, I was here, well, I came for the St. Kitts Music Festival, and to refresh my memory of, St. Kitts, because I lived here in 2006 for a very short period. Actually, I was supposed to be here for a while because I had a contract for, a hotel here to do marketing. And after a few days, I was like, And then after a while, I just really did not like it here. So I was like, yeah, after 30 days and 3 hours and a few seconds, I left.
So
no, I wasn't counting.
So what was it that you didn't like?
I didn't like a lot of stuff. I didn't like the way the people were, to be honest with you. They weren't friendly. They were very, very rude. Even though I was not dealing with a lot of...
That was in the workforce in...
Just, no, on the street. Because I was working for the hotel, so I deal with tourists. But whenever I had to deal with the local, it was just such a headache. And one of the things, that I noticed, it was like, every time, because of course, as a foreigner, I think you guys have a detection, like you can detect a foreigner.
Remember accent and all that, yo. Like,
yes,
if
but
somebody talking,
even before,
oh, that person Jamaican.
No. Even before I open my mouth, it's like they can detect that you're not local.
True.
So, they just overcharge you. Every time I look at my bill, it was never a mistake of them undercharging me. It was always a mistake of them overcharging me. It's just like every little thing, the monkeys kept stealing my shit.
The monkey?
Yes, the monkey stole my bill.
Wild monkeys or?
I think the trained monkeys that you have.
So somebody trained a monkey to steal your shit?
Yes. I'm not lying. I'm gonna keep it real. No,
I've never seen a monkey that talented.
Listen. Okay, there's
not in St. Kitts though.
There's this bar after you pass the roundabout in Frigate Bay, that go over where you have the hill.
Oh, shipwreck.
I don't remember what.
There's a lot of monkeys over there.
Oh, no way. See, I'm not lying. See,
but there are monkeys though. They run down from the hilltop and they kind of just steal like drinks and stuff like that. They get kind of wasted.
Exactly. Oh yeah, they steal my beer. One of them was going through my bag. I don't know.
So
he was trying to find my purse.
So the monkeys messed up your experience on St. Kitts.
And the people.
Alright, cool, but it's better now.
Oh yeah, it's way. Trust me when I tell you, I was just really surprised. Because even when I was leaving at the airport, I was supposed to get my work permit and everything, and during that time. And because I changed my mind, I was like, no, don't even waste the time to do the work permit because I'm not going to stay. So I overstayed the 30 days. Like I said, I spent 30 days and 3 hours. I was leaving on the last day. And the immigration said to me, well, you overstayed, so you might have issues coming back. And I said, I don't care because I'm not coming back. It was that bad.
Those monkeys really did a job on you, man.
Listen, like I said, it was just a lot of things, but like I said, being back now, a lot of changes. And I must say, you guys have grown a lot. As a country, as a people, you guys have really and truly, learned a lot throughout that time. Because, I went to the cinema when I was here the last time. And
have a nice cinema now.
Because the one you had, I remember walking
you went to that one?
Yes! I remember walking in the cinema. I went to what Scary Movie 2, the comedy, so that was a while back. And I walked in the cinema and I had on a skirt. And I was like, no, I'm not sitting on these seats. I might get pregnant. Nope, not doing it. I sit in my friend lap. I literally, listen, me go keep it real, You ask me,
we was going at the time, man.
Yes.
We had to upgrade a bit.
And like I said,
we had an old cinema now we got 7 screens. You know?
Yes,
so,
big
you know,
screen and all these things.
We're moving up. We're moving up. You know what happened? You came to St. Kitts in a bad time. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm happy that I did.
It wasn't as built up yet.
No, but I'm happy I did because then now I get to compare it. And
right,
like I said, you guys have really grown a lot throughout that year, you know, throughout all the years, because the people are way more friendlier now. Back in the days, I think maybe you guys weren't really used to tourism, or you didn't see the importance of tourism,
right.
You know, so you didn't think you have to be nice to tourists, or, you know, so it was, oh, I'm gonna like you. You know, it's like, yeah, really, but you don't know me though.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You just have to get open and a little more, you know, open-minded. So,
yes.
You know, seeing new people and new faces a lot.
Yeah.
Walking on the island. And also, we also have to train the people about tourism, because that's what we're doing now. We're training people about tourism. Like, hey, welcome people to the island, because this is how we make money now. Like, we make money from people visiting here. So hey, be nice to people.
Exactly.
You know? So we're training the people now, and they're understanding. So you know, back then, you know, people was a little bit rude, but you know, everybody good now.
A little bit.
It's a different thing. So let's talk about music festival, man. Like, how was that? Like, how was the experience?
It was great. It was amazing. The lineup was awesome. But I would say this. I don't know. May I keep it real?
Keep it real, man.
I said this before on a video I did about Spice, you know, because someone from the Shade Room, well, somebody sent a message to her asking her price on performing, and she said it was $18,000, and you know,
US?
Yes, 18,000 US.
18 or 80?
18.
18. Okay.
18,000 US dollars. And someone screenshotted and sent it to the Shade Room. Of course, everybody knows what the Shade Room is. And they were like, child, you know, Spice ain't playing, that's a lot. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, with Spice performance, you know, all the shade that was thrown, you know, you had people saying how much, you know, they were just being very rude, you know. And I was just saying this, you know, even someone compared her to Mary Carey. Who's Spice? She ain't no Mary Carey. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. She's no Mary Carey because she performs. Mary Carey's performed in Jamaica, and it was hot. When I tell you, it was the worst performance in history. And you know, Jamaican people would boo her one time. Like, no, you can't make me pay so much money.
Mary Carey was good at one time.
Way back.
Yeah, she just got old, but you know, she's legendary.
But the thing is, my point is, you know, Caribbean people, we pay so much money to these international artists for them to come on stage and lip sync,
right? And
mime and do all sorts of antics that is not. Okay, Smokey Robinson performed. You know, when you look at people like Smokey Robinson, you know, people like Patti LaBelle, Third World, you know, Coco T. When you look at those people from back in the days when they perform, it's authentic.
Right.
You know, they're giving you your money's worth because they're used to that. I remember the first time when I met Buju, I met him in Bahamas. He was performing at a show there, and he, you know, it's not like some places where you can all and pull up and, you know, you sing one song and cut and go through. Right. It's like in Bahamas, they want you to sing to the when you put the dot at the end of the song. You have to perform the full song.
They want to hear the full
record. The full song. You couldn't cut and go through. A lot of times, like, I've been to shows where, like, with, you know, Jamaican artists where they just kind of just sing the chorus and it's like next track and you know, they kind of just that's what never that's what never waste.
But like I find that like people like Morgan Heritage and you know, the more reggae down the line of reggae singers, they kind of like perform their whole record.
Exactly.
Whereas more the dancehall singers, they kind of just
because they're the new age.
They kind of cut off the song like.
But still, even though they kind of cut off the song, my point is, you know, when you book a Caribbean artist, you know, whether reggae or soca, dancehall, you get your money's worth. They're not on stage lip syncing.
Yeah.
Right, you know, you're getting a full performance. You look at them when they come off stage, they're literally drenched in sweat because they're performing. Whereas, you know, you're really underpaying them because compared to international artists that come on stage and then come off a stage and still dry, you know, they just move them out while the record played. Most of the times, to be honest with you, I prefer to hear them on the radio.
True.
I love
radio artists.
Exactly. Some people are radio artists. Yes. So the festival was amazing. I loved it. Everybody performed well. But again, you know, like covering all these events, whether here, Dominica, Jamaica, you know, St. Martin, wherever, I just realized the same pattern is that the local acts, they always are, you know, the older ones too, like Coco T, buju, you know, that is seasoned in the business, they will definitely give you your money's worth compared to the American artist.
Right.
You know?
I think those artists kind of like came up in the era when it was important to have a good show.
Yes.
Like a good show was like the thing. Like nowadays you find like people kind of just hype up.
Exactly.
You know, like,
it's all about the
just
hype.
get the hype, get the crowd going, pull the next tracks.
The first 2 songs.
Yeah. Their performance is kind of like fast food. You know, heat it up, eat it.
No, the performance is exactly like fast food. The advertisement. You know, you see the nice burger with the juicy cheese and the lettuce on the billboard. They're like, oh my goodness,
it's
you know what? I'm gonna have one of that. And then when you open the box, it's just sloppy.
It's kind of sad that the industry is kind of like that now, where you know, commercial and hype is more the thing. Like people kind of like want to know how much people they're gonna pull out to the event.
Exactly.
Not really selling you a real good event.
True.
But how much people can we get in the game? Like, can we tell a lie and say, you know, Jesus Christ is coming, and then people might show up. Like people will do anything to get the event hyped up. So sometimes when the patrons come out and they were so hyped because it's a nice flyer, commercial, and then they go in and it's a crappy concert, they like kind of get disappointed. But you know, that's the kind of industry we are in right now.
Well, that's true. And another thing, like, you know, Smokey said in the press conference, you know, because I asked Smokey Robinson, I said, you know what, you've been in the music industry for so long, you know, almost 40 years, you know, 4 decades.
More than 40 years.
You've been
yeah,
more than 40 years.
Yeah, over 4 decades, you know, and you were at the time when, you know, people are selling record and, you know, you know what I mean? So you've witnessed all the changes.
Right.
So now you're also, you know, seeing where you can just go online and download music, you know, what is the advantages and disadvantages of music now compared to when you started. And like he said, you know, back in the days, people buy record.
Yeah.
People buy music.
That's the only way you could get to listen to music.
Exactly. So that's why it had to be good.
Yeah.
And when they perform, they have to sell themselves.
Right.
So they have to give the energy.
Right.
Nowadays, like you said, you kind of feel sorry for the artists nowadays because nobody buys music anymore.
No.
They have the popularity.
As soon as it comes out on YouTube, they go on YouTube. They don't care if they're getting a crappy quality really. YouTube to MP3 your stuff and
exactly.
Somebody got your song. So it's a different, it's like
just download
it's a fast food thing like
that. By the time you come out of the studio, it's somebody's ringtone. But yeah, he was like, you know what, he kind of sorry for the musicians now because they're not making money like how they would back in the days. And I also think the fact that we have social media, it plays a pivotal role as well. It has its advantage and disadvantage. Because back in the days, you know, you can get a full venue from booking an artist, like for example, you book Michael Jackson or, you know, R. Kelly back in the days, and oh my goodness, you know, a lot of people are gonna come out because nobody ever seen them before, you know what I mean? But now they're right there on social media arguing with you, so they're like one of us now. The only thing is that you have way more followers.
It's more easier access now.
Exactly. Before you didn't have access to them.
I mean, it's kind of good and bad because let's say you're an aspiring person who's trying to reach out to people that, you know, you want to get connections. At least you have places like Instagram and stuff where you can actually message that person. They could choose to answer you or not.
Exactly.
But at least the message went directly to them. Whereas back in the day, you had to talk to about 20 people before you even get to that person.
Oh, definitely. And
talk to the manager, the assistant, the janitor. You had to talk to this guy that used to do the mixing 2 years ago, but you don't work for them anymore, but he might know somebody in the building. It was a long process, but now you have Instagram and all these other social media.
The outlets that
you can just message people, so everything is kind of just like in your face these days, and like, you know, it's kind of like, it's good and bad.
Yeah, definitely. But who was your favorite performer for the festival? Okay, apart from Buju, the other two.
Element.
Yeah,
Element is, I think Element kind of represents old R&B with a new twist, and it kind of like sounds like timeless music. Her music sound like it's gonna be around for a long time, and that's the type of music that people want and people need. You know what I mean? Music that's gonna be like, you know, fast food is good when you're hungry, but sometimes when you come back, you want a little bit left
Exactly.
over. So, you know, so it's good to get some real cooked food, you know.
Yes,
so,
that's true.
you know, like LMA has that real cooked food, you know, like
Yeah.
food that can last, you know what I mean?
True.
You know what I mean?
I do like I did like her performance, and big up to LMA because she
Yeah, big
has
up
Jamaican blood. A lot
She's
of people
Jamaican?
her grandparents is Jamaican. See, I learned something because I asked her.
Yeah.
Because I know she had some Jamaican thing, and she also mentioned, because I said to her, I mean, I know you're Yardi, you know, you have the Yardi blood. For those who never know, yeah, Ella may have some Jamaican in her. You know, we like ownership. So we're going to own her now. She's one of us.
Yeah. Big great uncle Jamaican.
Exactly, so
I
yeah.
got Jamaican blood in me.
You have to get for rock the flag, man. You have to rock the yard vibes.
Okay, so you're a professional vlogger, right?
Yeah.
You travel all over. I've known a few people who was interested in doing this, but I never really understand how it works. Like, who pays you to travel? Do people have to hire you? Do you just take your own money and just say, hey, I'm going to Hawaii and I'm gonna vlog about it? Like, how does it work?
That's a good question because a lot of people always, you know, want to know.
Right.
Okay, vlogging. Actually, I used to just put out videos before the whole idea of vlogging came about. Because, I mean, I'm from social media with the whole, just okay. Yeah, I'm from High Five Days. So I used to be on High Five, also MySpace. So I have a lot of people that, you know, follow me from High Five Days. I have, you know, Jody, big up yourself, Jody, that I finally met in Europe from, you know, being friends on social media from High Five Days. So I just used to post pictures and, you know, share videos when I travel. But as per, you know, sponsorship, no, everything comes out of my pocket.
Really?
Yes.
So if there's a carnival going on right now in St. Vincent, you want to go over there and vlog about it,
Yeah.
and put it on your Instagram.
Yeah.
You have to spend your own money.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to spend your money. Unless, I mean, okay, you apply for press credential. Then once you get your press pass, then that's fine. Some people get sponsorship. You know, don't get me wrong, I am different. You know, I don't have a sponsor, so
You
everything's,
sponsorship.
you know, like
Daddy?
no. Really? No, that's a good question actually, because some people want to know. Yeah, of course, no.
You want to know like how
Exactly.
do travel vloggers,
Yeah.
like how, like are they spending all this money going to all these different places and filming themselves?
No, you have people, like when I say sponsorship, so for example, like, you know, throwing out a name like, for example, Reebok might say, oh, I like you're traveling, you know, I'll give you some clothes and just shout out Reebok. You know, somebody might say, you know what, I like what you're doing, let me send you some here. So you have different people for different costs. So you can be an influencer, which means, you know, you'll shout out people and they pay you for that. So you can make your money from social media if you're smart. You know, especially the fact that you have like a lot of followers, then, you know, it inspire people to reach out to you, you know, to be an influencer. But as far as traveling, I've been traveling before social media. My first trip was to Cuba in 2000.
Funded by you?
Funded by me. So it's not like, you know, I'm doing this for social media. This is something that I've always done. The first time I set foot on a plane, because I've always wanted to travel, and people always laugh, why to be a poor man now, go away. You know, typical black people discouraging people. And I said, you know what, no, I'm going to travel. I want to be in a plane. I want to see the world. And I entered Miss Bikini. I was 17. And I went to Miss Western Bikini and I came second. And the prize was $18,000. $18,000, which is like,
That's Jamaican?
yeah, 18,000 Jamaican, which is like
$1,800?
no, man, that's like $180. But that was a long time, so you know.
It's a start, huh?
Exactly, and that time Air Jamaica was around, and I had to do a fashion show in Kingston that was, you know, PJ Patterson at the time was Prime Minister, and he was a special guest at that fashion show. And I was like, you know what, they booked me for the fashion show. I'm going to fly to Kingston with the money that I won from the pageant. And at the time it was $6,000, almost $7,000 for the ticket from Montego Bay to Kingston. So I bought that ticket to go to Kingston. And let me tell you something, when I stepped foot in that plane, the fact that I was in the airport and I was going to go on a plane, you couldn't talk to me that day.
When you was man. You
Listen, you could not have spoken to me on that day. You understand? We would not be doing this interview on that day because I felt rich. Real rich, like Tatra Blacks would say. And I remember I went to the plane. Remember, I know I'm first time I got on plane. Yeah. I went to the plane and I sat in the front. So that guy came to me and said, you know, the first seat, you know, it looked nice and comfortable leather. The other rest of my cloth. I don't want to wear this. I want to sit in the leather seat with nice space. So this guy came to me and said, you know, what's your seat number? I'm like, excuse me, because I'm hype. I'm in a plane, you can't talk to me. Why are you talking to me? And he's like, you know, excuse me, you know, in this jacket suit and whatever, this briefcase. Excuse me, you know, what seat number are you? I'm like, I don't know. Don't care. Then afterwards I see the flight attendant come. She said, let me see your ticket. So she looked at my ticket and came away at the back next to the toilet. That's the joke she get back in coach, right? Because I went to the first class. Yes. I went to the, no. So I went to the first class. So, you know, when I came off in Kingston, I did the Naomi Campbell from the runway all the way to the taxi because, like I said, I was fully hyped. And then that's when the desire, you know, was born because I've always wanted to do it. Now that I'm in a plane, I took a plane, you know, it was like, wow. And let me tell you this, I've done 55 countries.
That's a lot.
55.
Some of the countries you did.
How much?
How much? Some of the countries.
Some of the countries, my favorites, Singapore, well, I mean, I lived in Thailand for 4 years. Thailand is my all-time favorite. Singapore, Croatia, Iceland, Germany.
Iceland?
Yes, Iceland.
Did you go over there?
I went diving.
In ice?
Yeah. It was, I really couldn't feel my face. It was my bucket list to dive in Iceland because you're diving between 2 continents.
So, how much countries you say you did?
55.
All funded by you?
All funded by me.
So I'm talking about?
All fun, apart from my birthday gift. My birthday gift last December was a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine. She's been an Earth in. No sugar, listen, I play on the all girls team, so there's no sugar daddy, honey. So all of this, no, but it's good that you ask because people will always, you know, like, no man, oh, she can't travel, so maybe she have one rich man. Yeah. I had a girl send me a message, girl, you want them man that we have now?
Now, I used to think that travel bloggers are funded by sugar daddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, but let me tell you something. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. You know, when I travel, and I tell you I've just visited 55 countries, you never ask how I got there. You never, meaning,
well, I mean,
no. Meaning, if I took a bus, if I fly.
I took a plane.
But wait, you never asked me if I sit in first class. You know what I mean? Because the point is nobody cares. You never asked me where I stayed. Exactly. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about how you got there, where you stayed.
Exactly.
Like how you actually, but all they see is your Instagram.
Exactly.
They see you on the beach. They see you.
Exactly.
Remember now, social media is basically you painting a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you're sleeping in the back of a van or nothing like that. You could probably just go by a hotel and sit in the lobby and say, hey, I'm chilling in the Marriott right now, man, what's up?
Exactly.
And also, it's for you to explain to me.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's why I mentioned it. Because, you know, as black people, and I tell you this, and especially as Caribbean people, we think traveling is luxury. Right. We think traveling is, you know, me putting on red bottom heels and putting on Brazilian hair and, you know, going to stay at the Marriott or the Ritz. Right. You know, no, we have to get that mindset out of our head. When I travel, I backpack. Okay. You know, so I grab my backpack. I travel cheap. Buses. I'm going to be online searching for the cheapest flight. Remember, there's no sugar daddy or sugar mama. So all of this is funded by me. I work super hard. I'm one of those people that I have a lot of pride, so I would never ask it for anything. So therefore, even if I'm in a predicament where I really need something, I prefer to go work extra jobs. And when I say I work hard, don't let this, today's the first time you're meeting me. I do construction. Okay. You know what I mean? Mix mortar, paint, yes.
Well, we're getting to know you. We're getting to know
exactly.
You.
So it's a lot of hard work. So I don't want people to think, oh, you know, because like someone said to me one time when I was in Aruba, he said, tell the people how you really travel, you know, be honest with people. And I'm like, my life is very transparent. You know, I share everything on my social media platform to encourage people so they can see that, listen, if you want it, you can do it. Just repeat. one of my viral videos is about me telling someone that, you know, commented on a swimsuit that I had. Oh, I saw you in that swimsuit already. Bitch, seriously, this is a no limit, uncensored. And that's one of the things that rubbed me wrong. Because it's like, you're focusing on my swimsuit. I bought this swimsuit in Mall of Asia, in the Philippines. I wore it in Philippines. I wore it, I think, where else did I wear it? I think I had it on in one of those other countries. And you saw it on me in St. Martin. My swimsuit gone further than I have in a life. Don't come for my swimsuit.
So you're not one of them kind of people who, if you take a picture in your swimsuit, you're not going to wear it again?
No, my first swimsuit. I'm going to wear it till it's torn.
You was the one that did that video?
Yes.
That viral video about the swimsuit?
Yes.
I saw that.
Exactly. A lot of people saw that. I'm that swimsuit.
Oh, you're the swimsuit girl?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, I repeat my swimsuit and I'm not allowed.
This is the swimsuit girl, the girl that did the video that said her swimsuit is hers and she's
exactly.
going to wear it.
We're going to wear it till it tear up. Because we're so vain in thinking, oh, I have to impress people that I don't like with money that I don't have.
That video went viral though.
Oh yeah, I know. You know, and that's where we need to stop.
Right.
Because we are now, you know, investing in things that we don't need.
Right.
You understand?
I think we need to stop focus so much on material and focus more on things that can stay there forever. You can pass it down to your grandkids.
Exactly.
Black people need to start focusing on just being fly. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Being fly is cool, you look good, but what do you have? You know
exactly.
what I mean?
And you know, people look at me all the time and say, oh my goodness, I love your dress. All not when I'm wearing a past $10. No, being straight up, nothing that I would. I'm very frugal. I don't spend a bad dollar. Because, like I said, I travel a lot and my passion is traveling. I have people tell me, why Teeze, I wish we could travel like you. You're making 10 times more money than me. What are you talking about? You're driving an Audi. You're driving, you know, you have a fleet of car. Your wife is always in Brazil and here. What are you talking about? You wish you could travel like me. And I tell people this all the time, and this is a lesson for a lot of people out there. It's not what you make, it's what you save. It's not what you make, it's what you save. And if you spend too much time thinking about not repeating, like I said, I will grab my backpack and I will take a bus. In Europe, I did 14 countries in 6 weeks, 5 weeks. And throughout that time,
all by yourself?
All by myself. I traveled from, a lot of people don't know this, but traveling Europe is so cheap. When I say cheap,
you mean like once you're in Europe?
Once you're in Europe, yes, it's easy to get around.
Right.
Like I paid $5 on the bus from Austria to Slovakia. $5. No, sorry, from Austria to what's Slovakia? Slovenia, and then from Hungary. I took buses, I flew as well, but the tickets in Europe were cheap. Like I was like, maybe a scam, because I paid $40 for the flight from Switzerland to Spain. And I'm flying from Switzerland to Spain for $40. The most I paid for a ticket in Europe was to go to Iceland from Holland, because I tried to see the cheapest route, and I flew from Holland to Iceland, and that was 250 euros or dollars. I think it was dollars.
Oh.
My entire trip, and I shared. So if you're not on my YouTube, definitely check it out, because I share tips. My entire trip, my budget for the 14 countries for the 5 weeks was 2,500 euros. That is like $3,000. But then I will, you know, to leave, because my ticket from St. Martin to Paris was $600. So in total, you have to say $3,100 for 14 countries. Or you can say 15 if you're leaving, you know, counting from wherever. And that included all the flights, all the bus accommodations. I stayed in hostels. You know what I mean? So that's why I tell people, when you see people traveling, I travel like, you know, black people would say white people. Because black people think when you travel, it has to be grand, it has to be flamboyant. No, it doesn't. Because I don't take vacation, I travel. It's a learning experience for me. I don't like repeating countries. I don't want. I'm gonna repeat my swimsuit. I'm gonna repeat my clothes, but I don't want to repeat countries. It's too much. You understand? And I want to see everywhere. So when I go to a country, I want to see so much. So I try to do as much as possible because I don't want to go back.
Okay.
So I'm doing, like, when I went to Croatia, I did the 11 lakes. I did the tour. I did everything. As much as it's beautiful, I don't want to go back there until I've seen at least 100 countries. You know what I mean? So that is my goal. That is my aim. I've met people, you know, that is traveling all around the country from different age groups. I met a 17-year-old from Canada that was backpacking in Europe for a month. I met a girl, she just turned 21, that is on a 4-month backpacking trip. You understand? And these people can do it. They're backpacking, you know, when you see people, what we call hippie, you know, they come to Jamaica and they stay in the grill in a little hut. And we as black people looking at them like, what if they're rich man? They come with their freaking coconut bars or the granola bars. They can't really afford it, but they're traveling because they want to, you know, integrate with the local. They want to see what the country has to offer. It's not about, oh, look, I have a big oversized shades and I'm on the beach, sipping pina colada.
So how do you balance, like, doing a regular job and traveling and doing other things?
Well, the thing is, if you want to travel like that, it's hard to work for people. I have a 9 to 5, so I work for myself. All my job is always self-employed. I mean, I do hotel marketing, so it's commission-based.
Entrepreneurship.
Exactly, it's entrepreneur. Let me tell you this: you cannot be rich. You cannot having a 9 to 5. I'm being straight up with you guys.
Is it? Yeah.
Having a set 9 to 5, like you get up and go to work from 9 to 5, and that's the only job you do with a basic paycheck, then you're gonna be stagnant in life.
Definitely.
You're going to be stagnant. You have to get out there. No, for real. You have to get out there and create opportunities.
Create something. Creating something is the best way to go. Create a business, create a brand. Create something to flip, something that you can sell back, something you can have some kind of value with. Because even though you're going to work to make a living, yes, you're paying the bills, yes, you have some money to get you from A to B.
Exactly.
But you're just not like,
no, you're not living life.
You're just not
exactly. You're going to be able to buy
kind of like
food.
a hamster on a wheel.
Exactly.
You're just running on that wheel, basically. And that wheel is not going anywhere. You know, and that's the thing about, that's why, you know, my thing is to push entrepreneurship.
Yes. You
know what I mean? Like, to keep pushing. I push it to my kids. I push it to anybody that I know, and like anybody that I can come in contact with. I try to get information from them. You know, I try to get the information out there. Entrepreneurship is the way to go. Create something, create your own, and push it. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. I mean, like I said, if you get up every day and do 9 to 5, you're gonna be able to pay your rent, buy food, of course, and basic. But where else do you go from there? You know, the good thing about, you know, starting to work at a young age, because I tell people all the time, the only thing I know how to do is work, because I've been working since I'm like basically 8 years old. You know, I started working at a supermarket while I was still going to school, packing bags, and that's why I respect, you know, these are guys that do the backpacking, and I always tip them because I remember how important it was when I get that extra tip for my school money and stuff. And I always say I want to work for myself. I do commission-based jobs, and I have a friend that said to me, why am I couldn't do commission-based job? Because me like my sure money. And I said, well, me like my freedom. You understand? Because a lot of people can't do commission-based job because they do need someone behind them as a slave driver to say, do this, do that. That's the most annoying. No, I'm self-motivated, so I don't need a boss.
Me neither. So, like, if we could get more people to think like us, that would be good.
But
I think the world would be a better place. I think the world would be a better place if more people started thinking like creators instead of consumers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know, it's like we just gotta find a way to be more productive.
Yes,
you know? Be more
that's
productive.
true.
Like, that's the way to go. Like, being productive is the way to go. Like, just waking up every morning waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. Like, what kind of life is that?
No.
I mean, I just...
But you know what too? And let me just say this for a lot of people that maybe want to try other things but don't have the support mechanism. Because a lot of people aren't supportive. For example, if you get a job and you put out, oh my goodness, I just got this job today. Everybody gonna like it. You know, your friends, oh, thank God you get the job.
That was my quote the other day.
Hold on. Everybody nobody gonna like your status. Oh my goodness, congratulations, you get the job.
Get the job. You got the job, boy.
If you put on your status,
Google hire you.
I'm starting my own business. Ain't nobody gonna pay you no mind.
Ain't nobody gonna share that.
Exactly. Nobody gonna share that. Nobody gonna really like it. They might just keep strolling.
You know how much relationship I've lost because I tried to start my own business? They told me go look a job. Go look work.
Exactly. Because you're always sending it to work for others.
Yeah, there's like so many relationships I've lost because I want to be independent. I want to be a businessman.
I support that. I support that. You should be independent, but at least you should also be able to have a balance. Like as long as you have a job,
make sure you can pay your bills.
And you're paying your bills, but you're trying to find something else. You know, don't get us wrong. We're not sending you out there to quit your job.
No, we're not saying that.
Exactly.
Don't quit your job.
But try to find something better in the meantime.
Right.
You know, because I mean, a small job is better than no job.
Right. Some kind of income better than no income. So
exactly.
You can't tell me that you're trying to be an entrepreneur, so you're looking a job.
Exactly.
that don't make no sense.
What you do today? Well, you know, as a man try to get a job. Well, you know, as a man try to work.
That's why somebody can start up your business, you know? No, that ain't gonna happen. No. It's basically like for me, I was basically doing a job for the last year, and it was hard, man. Like I was working in a bar. And it's hard coming in the morning, setting up the ice, backing out. We got 300 people coming in, back and forth, we're running up steps.
Building up people's business, yes.
This ain't my business, right? And
exactly.
This is not my business. And every day I'm thinking the same thing, like, yo, if I could do the same thing right here for myself, imagine like how great that would be.
The same energy.
Imagine how I would go sleep at night knowing I just made $2,000 for myself. You know what I mean? That's not a lot of money, but just saying it's mine.
It's a start,
It's mine. So that whole feeling just teach me, you know, hey, dude, whatever you're gonna do, you need to do it and you need to go hard with it because this is where you're gonna end up if you don't. Working for somebody like just basically standing up there and somebody telling me, after you finish this, I want you to do that, I want you to do this, and I want you to do this. I'm like, nah.
No, I'm too rebellious.
I'm a July child. And,
You're a Cancerian?
I'm a Leo.
Oh, Leo. Okay.
And Leos, we tend to like to, you know, let people not tell us what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true, but it seems so to me because I don't really like people telling me what to do.
No, I mean, it just
but
depends on your personality.
I'll listen though. I'll listen if I have to. I'm not that type of ignorant person to be like, put myself in a bad position where I know I can't make any money, so I'm going to be rude to this guy right here who's providing me with a job.
Yeah.
I'll be nice to him until I can get on my own 2 feet.
Exactly.
But once I'm on my own 2 feet, I'll say, hey, thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate what you did for me. Peace out.
Deuces.
You know what I mean?
But definitely, I agree.
Entrepreneurship is the way to go, man. And I wish everybody would start thinking like that. And that's me, man.
Yeah.
It's a religion for me now.
No, but it's true because at the end of the day, you have to try to find something outside of, you know, just being average because you won't be able to do what you really want and accomplish a lot, you know, by having the basic 9 to 5 and just that alone. Because like I said, for me, I cannot commit to a 9 to 5 because I'm very free spirited. Like even when I moved to Thailand, I left to go to Jamaica on vacation from where I was living. And while I was in Jamaica on vacation, I was like, you know what? I always wanted to go to Thailand. All my friends have been telling me to come to Thailand. And because I would do hotel marketing over there. And they're like, you should come over here and check it out. You do well, you know, you do good. You're so good at your job. And I'm like, man, I'm going to tsunami place. I'm going to leave me alone. And it's been like a year that they were convincing. A lot of my friends went over. And that's the thing. You need friends that will motivate you.
Right.
If you have the same friend who stay in the same place, no, get different kind of friends that speak different languages, you know, languages of life, you know, just different languages on a whole.
Right.
You need different diversity. A lot of people don't have diverse friends. Network, just do it.
Network, like get to know people from everywhere.
Exactly, it really helps. And you know, they're like, you need to come, like, okay, fine. While I was in Jamaica, I was like, you know what, I'm here, I have to get the visa from Jamaica. And oh, let me just say this too. A lot of people will say, oh boy, Teeze, lucky enough. Stop. No.
You work hard, though.
Listen. No, let me tell you something. The harder you work, the more luck or the more blessed you are.
Right.
This is all you,
open up
honey.
the universe.
This is all you. You have to work. And especially people with international passports that would say, boy, I wish I had your life. I wish I had your passport. You know how much visas I have to get? You know how much preparation I have to put into going to a different country, because unlike other people, I can't just go to the airport or make a call and get a ticket. I forgot the people them visa, embassy, if I go try get them visa for them ask me which part my grandmother did sit down on the slave ship, ask me some questions that I have no answers for. It's a rigorous interview. You understand? People don't understand these things. Like I said, they're not gonna say, you know, they don't see the story. They only see the glory of it. You know, when I get there. And like I said, I was like, you know what? I'm a Jamaican passport holder, so we need visa to go everywhere, even to Thailand. We just need visa to go every single where. You know what I mean? And it's a pain in the butt. And people don't understand that. So when you see me saying, oh, I've been to 55 countries, don't think, oh, it was easy. It was never a walk in the park. No. But I'm just so used to the challenges. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's do this. So anyway, I went to Jamaica on vacation, and I was like, you know what? I'm here, so let me just try to get the visa for Thailand. So they sent me, the company sent me all the documents for the job that I would be doing there. Not that I was really planning to go to work or stay long, because we did kind of honestly afraid of the tsunami or something there. So I was like, you know what? They have to send the invite and the job letter and everything. When I went to the Thai embassy, because a lot of people don't know about, you know, OPC that we call ourselves, or marketing consultants, or timeshare. You know, it's basically what I do. Well, I used to do. And I went to the embassy, and when I showed them the paper, they're like, okay, what is this job? Never heard about it. I'm like, it's hotel marketing. You know, we sell condominiums. And they're like, a Jamaican that want to go to Thailand, all right. But you don't really live here, but all right. So basically, they kind of give me the visa with one eye shut and watch me. And they're like, So they gave me the visa for Thailand. Of course, there's no straight flight from Jamaica to Thailand. So I now have to return, apply for another visa.
To where?
To go, no, to get there, because I have to go through someone's country.
Right.
There's no straight flight.
Oh.
So I applied for Canada for a transit visa, because it would be cheaper to travel through Canada to go to Thailand, and it's closer as well. And the ticket at the time would have been $1,500 or almost $1,600. So I applied for the Canadian visa. Transit, I would be in the airport for 3 hours and then straight to my flight. I did not get the transit visa. They denied me the transit visa. You understand? And people will be like, well, maybe I'm a criminal. No, I'm not a criminal. People just can't tell you yes or no for the visa. And they denied me the transit visa. So then now, you know, I had a planned time to go to Thailand. No, I can't drive. I can't take boats. I need a visa for, you know, to connect. So then the Thai embassy, and I want you guys to listen to me very carefully, the Thai embassy called me a day after that I said that I would be leaving, and they said, Ms. Dawkins, why are you still in Jamaica? You said you would be leaving so and such a time. I said, yes, but there's no bus. And I was just straight, because I just had enough, because you give me the visa, where I call me back for? What you stress me out like government for? You give me the visa, let me go. No, I mean, even if I said I'm going to go at a certain time, suppose my granny did that or something, why are you calling me? So they called me to ask me, why am I not in Thailand, when I tell them that I would be there. And like I said, people don't know these kind of stories, so I'm just telling you guys as is. And I said to them, well, I have to get a transit visa, so I have to now wait to get a visa. So Canada, you know, denied me the transit visa at the time. And I end up had to go now to Germany, which now I'm going to go through Europe. It's a longer flight, way more money, way more time. It would take me 3 days to finally get to Thailand. So I got through with the visa for Germany. They gave me the transit visa. Thank you Schengen. Thank you, German embassy. So they gave me the Schengen transit visa to go to Thailand, because of course, like, they see the Thai visa in my passport, so did Canada, but them still said no, they're not going to transit visa. So then I got the transit visa, and then I left, like, you know, a few weeks after to Thailand. So, you know, I end up in Thailand, and that ticket cost me almost $3,000 US to go to Thailand. But like I said, you know what? There's certain things in life, I will repeat my clothes, but I'm not going to repeat countries. And certain things is...
Except St. Kitts.
Certain things are exceptional, and I will make a sacrifice for that, because it will be worth it. Okay. You know, going to Thailand is halfway across the road. It's a way different culture. And while on vacation in Jamaica, I decided to go on vacation to Thailand. And I went. I was supposed to spend 3 months. I was supposed to spend 3 months, and that ended up where I fell in love with it, and I spent with Thailand, and I spent 4 years.
Is Thailand that good?
It is amazing.
Yep.
I've seen some videos.
It is
but we got a lot of people over
amazing.
there for scholarships, I think, right?
It's amazing, so you definitely should check it out.
Yeah, like, yeah. So that's the best part of, what is it, China?
No, Thailand is Asia.
It's Asia, right? So,
Asia.
That's what I'm asking, you know what I mean?
No, it's okay. So Thailand is next to Hong Kong, next to Philippines, well, not really next to, but yeah, Thailand is closer to Cambodia and Vietnam. You have the borders there. And even, like I said, 55 countries, because while I was in Thailand, I did Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, and these places you can even drive. Yeah, because they're driving, borders, yeah.
Oh, it's just borders.
Exactly, so you can go there via bus.
But I find it really, really, really amazing that you did all this by yourself.
Yeah, because listen, you're not gonna wait for nobody.
Some people actually want to do a lot of things, but
they want company and help,
and nobody helping them do things. Like, you just basically told me that you traveled 50-something countries by your own self, funded by yourself.
Yeah.
You gave me all these numbers of ticket prices that you paid, and I'm totally amazed that you.
Like I said, backpack. It's cheaper. And that's what a lot of Europeans do. When you see them traveling, that's what they do. We don't encourage our kids to travel. While, the Europeans and, Americans and Canadians, I met this little girl from Canada. She was like, I think she was the one that was 21 that was on the vacation for 3 months or 4 months, one of them.
Right.
And her family told her go. She had her backpack, and she's 21 traveling by herself. She was going to go to Hungary. Hungary was not even on my list, but while I was in Slovakia, while I was in Slovakia, I met this girl at the hostel, and she was like, listen, you should go to Hungary, because I wanted to go to Slovakia, then Slovenia. She said, you should go to Hungary, but I didn't have enough time, so I had to, switch one country. So I decided to change Slovakia to Hungary. Budapest, and it was amazing. When you travel by yourself, you stay at a hostel, you meet people. You meet so much people along the journey.
Where do you stay when you go to these places?
Hostels.
A hostel. You know what's a hostel?
See? Okay. Hostels, that's okay, I will explain. Hostels are like, shared accommodation. So like, for example, it's like a dorm room, but not like you have some hostels, like even the hostel I stayed in Croatia was like a 5-star hotel. Just go online, go on hostel, go on my YouTube, Teeze Local, and you see accommodation and how to travel for free. I give tips on how to travel for free. You can even travel and couch surf. A lot of things like this Caribbean people don't know. You can couch surf. Couch surfing is like, it's a website called Couchsurfing. So you can actually almost couch surf in Singapore. The first time I went to Singapore, is like you're going somewhere, and if you don't have the money to find accommodation, you just say, listen, I'm coming in your country, I would love for you to host me. So the person might say, listen, I have a couch available. It's not necessarily a couch, but a spare room. So you have a lot of people that are willing to open their doors for people that wants to travel but is on a tight budget. So you can stay at someone's house.
You can do Airbnb, right?
Airbnb, but you're paying for Airbnb. Couch surfing, you're not paying.
Oh, you don't pay.
You just stay at someone's house. But of course, you have to use your conscience and say, okay, the thanks for accommodating.
Some money.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You can literally say thanks and walk out the door. Okay. But I wouldn't do that. I would definitely say, yo, this is for your time, for your hospitality.
Right.
So you can couch surf. That's where you travel for free. Some people will let you in their house for a week, 3 days. Hostels, it's like a dorm room. And instead of paying, I paid $12 a night in Croatia for my hostel, and you have a choice. You can choose.
So what was in how was it set up?
It's really, really nice. It's like I said, it was like a six bedroom dorm. So you can share with 6 different people, but you have your own, like, it's like a bunk bed kind of thing. But like when I tell you, it's really, really nice. They clean. You can see the hostels that you're going to stay. So you can choose, you can choose a bigger room, a private room. So you have so much options. But a lot of people don't know this. They know what Kim Kardashian wearing and Kylie Jenner wearing, but
Yeah.
they don't know that they can, you know, really and truly go online and all the information is there.
True.
So do couch surfing, do hostels, do Airbnb. The thing with me as well, right? So, and I know I'm gonna wrap up too. It's easy for me to travel to some places because I recommend Airbnb and I tell people about Airbnb. A lot of people don't know about Airbnb, where you can, you know, open your home, like you said, and charge people. So if you have an extra room, that's how you can make money. Like
that's also another hustle.
Exactly.
That's another hustle. If you have an extra room and you don't have anything to do with it, you can turn it into an Airbnb.
Exactly. You make money from that.
You always gotta, to me, as an individual, you always gotta think about a way how you can make some money.
Exactly. No, that's me.
Like, you always gotta keep that
if you
in
don't
your
make
head.
money, it don't make sense.
Yeah,
I'm all about making money.
Like that's the way I live. That's my religion.
Oh yeah.
My religion is being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Always thinking about the next way to make some money. Like,
yeah.
What can I do? I be looking around my house looking at stuff like, yo,
what we can't say.
Yeah, that computer been sitting there for too long.
Exactly.
And I need to get out. Like, let me call somebody up and sell them this. Like, because the bills never stop.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
The bills never stop coming in, and you're getting, like, you're not getting younger, of course.
Exactly.
And eventually, you're not going to be able to do all that hard work.
True.
So if you can get your mind targeted towards being an entrepreneur, being somebody that's selling something, making some money, having your income coming in different ways, doing whatever you can to just keep income coming to your life. That's the best way to live.
No, but you have to, and you know, like I said, I have so much stuff going on because for me, it's always all about making my money. Like, you know, I speak about Airbnb because if people sign up and once they use it, I get credit.
Right.
So I have like money on my Airbnb where I don't even have to pay for accommodation sometimes because just by recommending it, I get paid to recommend it. I do construction. Is
that also a benefit of being a travel blogger?
Yes.
So
yes, exactly.
That's not a benefit.
Exactly. So like I said, I work for myself, so I can always take the time off. I do, you know, timeshare. I sell condominiums. I sell tours. Yeah, you know, you're coming to St. Martin or you want to go somewhere, I can hook you up, and you know, I get paid for that. I influence. So there's always ways to make money, and you know, you can find it because the opportunity is there. Right. The opportunity is always there.
And once you get your foot in the door, you just diversify.
Exactly.
You know, if you get in as a travel blogger, you never know. You might, you know, start your own airline company. So.
Or you know, you will have places that will say, oh my goodness, Teeze in town. You know, come over here, do some stuff for us, and they pay you. Yeah. So just put yourself out there and you know, find ways and means to make money because you can always make money, especially in this day and age and social media. Take advantage.
Right, it's free.
Take advantage. It doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
Just take advantage.
Yeah.
But you know what? I need to say this before I finish. Nevis. I went to Nevis.
Okay, that's good. Nevis, here we go.
I went to Nevis when I was here the first time, and I prefer Nevis because I think the people there were so much more friendlier.
Wait, we're back at the original conversation now?
Yeah, but before. But I went back over there the other day since I'm here.
Yeah.
And I think you guys kind of switched nowhere. There's no
Nevis people are a little bit calmer than us though.
But
they're a little bit calmer than us. They're a little bit more hyped up.
Listen, I came off the boat and I wanted to take a taxi for an island tour.
Right.
And I went to the taxi driver and I said, you know, how much to do the island tour, or, you know, because I wanted to see if it's cheaper for me to rent a car than to do the island tour. So he said, oh, you know, he's giving me the price. So he said $80 to do the island tour. And you take me so and so. I said, okay, so, you know, where's your card that, you know, will show like the map, the island tour, you know, the attraction in a picture so people can see, you know, you have to try to promote your work. Right. It's like, well, somebody gone with it, you know, people always taking it. I said, no, I'm not talking about your business card. I'm talking about a card that you have, you know, that with your pricing on it, show the rates, so, you know, you're not just throw the price at me. And also pictures of where you'll be taking me, and you know, a map of the island says, okay, we're here, we go there.
Usually they walk around with a map though.
This dude had nothing and had the attitude with me.
You sure he was a taxi man?
He was a taxi man, he was in the taxi line.
Could have been an Uber driver.
No, he was a taxi man. And then I was so frustrated because I'm like, you're not understanding, this is not how you do business.
Right.
Because as a person that travels, you know people always try to rip you off.
Yeah.
So you have to show me, so I know you're not just throwing prices out there.
Right.
Plus, if you're trying to encourage me to do an island tour, it's normal or with common sense that you'll have something that shows the map, shows the pictures. It's that we don't need that time to just go straight. I'm like, I don't live here. You can tell me where I'm going, but I need a visual. That's important. So I think you know, for Navish people, they need to, you know, for the taxi drivers, that's something that they should think about in the future.
Recently?
Yeah, yesterday actually.
Oh, yesterday. So yeah, so taxi drivers in Nevis. This is a nice young lady who's from a different island. She's asking you to,
you know,
give
be
her,
more professional.
Give her a more professional view of what you actually selling her.
And future customers, because I'm sure people want to know, you know, and not everybody wants to know.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that, like, you know, well, somebody who's not from the island walk up to a taxi driver and they ask them, like, you know, how much to go this place or that place, and just give them a price, but they never really know if that's the actual price.
Exactly,
you know,
and for me, that's, unless I'm in Singapore, I'm taking everything at face value. Singapore, you can do that. Other places, you can't do that.
Because they actually do that, where somebody might charge this and somebody might charge that.
Oh, and hold on, when afterwards, you know, like I said, I was supposed to be like, you know what, I need to go because I'm pressed for time, so let's just go. Yeah. So I went to the bus and I said to him, so just for confirmation, and people when you travel do this, you have to confirm. Don't just hear it, because then that's when, you know, you have miscommunication and people take advantage of this. So I always like to confirm where I'm going, what I'm doing, when I sit in your vehicle. Like, okay, even though we spoke about it outside, repetition, I don't care. Just make sure I'm just confirming that you said it's $80 and you're taking us to the hot spring, blah, blah, blah. He said, yeah, no, I said around $80. I'm like, dude, what? He's like, no, around $80 because it depends on, I said, cut on your door. And I just literally came out of his vehicle and just do something else, because that's where confusion come in. Don't tell me it's 80, then when I come in your vehicle to confirm, you're gonna tell me it's around $80, because that's where the fine print comes in. And then by the time you drop me now, you're gonna say, well, because it did go around your side, I did look on the side, $20 added. You know, and then it did, you know, look on the tree, so then you want next $5 added. No, I'm not in the hidden fees. Tell me what you're doing. So when people travel, you can find all these travel tips on my YouTube blog, Teeze Local, because a lot of people forget certain things. Like when I was in Holland, I had a bag, a body bag.
Yeah.
And because I took out, no, it was Croatia, because I took out the money to pay the car man. And people are like, what hell is that you're wearing? What was that? And I'm like, this is how you keep your money safe. I travel by myself. I think somebody does go walk with my money and my passport in my handbag when somebody can snap it. So it's a travel pack for people that travels, that you put it underneath your clothes.
Oh.
So
it kind of fits flat on you?
Yeah, it's flat.
Oh, so it's just like...
It's like a fanny pack, but it's flat.
It's closer to you, so nobody can snatch your money.
Nobody cannot, unless they lift up a clothes.
It's good for traveling too, because, you know, you're going to strange places you don't know.
Exactly, it's a traveling fanny pack.
Pick your wallet.
Exactly, so they can't pick anything.
Some people, like, you know, in some of them countries, like, they're really slick, man.
Of course.
Little kids and stuff come up talking to you, like, so can I take a picture? You know?
Like Cambodia.
Snatch your wallet out of your pocket.
Exactly. But yeah, man, those are travel tips. And like I said, for more, you can just always log on to my Instagram, Teeze_Teeze. Pick up my Instagram, Teeze, Facebook, Teeze Unstoppable. But my travel vlogs you'll definitely find on my YouTube, Teeze Local.
Okay, well, I mean, you got so much information right now from my girl Teeze. Like, if you ever want to get involved in travel vlogging, you know, check out my girl Teeze. She got the whole one. She got it going on, man. You know, check us out. We're gonna be doing this regularly, you know what I mean? This thing called big business. We're gonna be talking to entrepreneurs from everywhere, from small, from the man who's selling on the corner, selling beers with the cooler. We want to talk to you, man. Tell us something, man. We want to know, how do you get motivated to go out there with that cooler, man? Because some kids need that motivation, man. You know what I mean? So, big up yourself. Check us out next time on Big Business.
Big Business!
You think we're playing?
Money, honey.
I gotta come see you talk.
Huh?
I said I gotta come see you.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man.
It's a wrap.